I can no longer stand idly by and watch this evil consume the world. I have relinquished my status as Elder God to return to Earth and lead you all to battle against our old adversaries. We must act now. We must stop this deadly alliance.
Hi, I'm Ryan McDonald, and joining me today is Ed Boon, co-creator of the Mortal Kombat series. How you doing, Ed?
Good, thanks.
It's good to have you here with us. And
Great
today
to be here.
you brought Mortal Kombat with you.
Yep, Deadly Alliance.
Right on.
Very excited about it.
You guys have been working on this for quite a while now, right?
Yeah, we've been at it for over a year and a half now. Just finished up and all ready to show everybody what we've been doing.
And this is the PS2 version you brought today, right?
Yes, exactly. We're actually in the middle of a fight here, just kind of demonstrating Johnny Cage's alternate costume while Scorpion beats up on him here.
Now, what's new and different about this Mortal Kombat compared to the other four that we've played so far?
Actually, everything's new and different about it. That's pretty much the whole philosophy we took in making this game, was to kind of take everything that we have done before, wipe the slate clean, try to start a completely new experience in terms of playing Mortal Kombat. I think with games that are fortunate enough to have, multiple sequels, at some point you have to, kind of wipe the slate clean and look at the whole type of game it is with, objective eyes, and as opposed to just kind of reiterating the same formula you had done before.
Was that hard to do, or were you tired of it?
No, we were excited to do it, actually, because the whole premise of doing sequels, at some point, you start seeing the same thing over and over again. So, other than fatalities and the characters and what they are and the name Mortal Kombat, we really wanted to bring everything fresh into the game, everything new, and the main thing we added to the game was just the whole multiple fighting styles per character, and the mix that introduces into the game.
Well, you want to talk about that a little bit more?
Sure. As a matter of fact, if you notice, the game does have some of the signature things that are Mortal Kombat, special moves, and all the other goodies that you find, hidden moves and features. But the main feature we have now is the ability for each character to have 3 fighting styles that he can switch between. And as they're playing the game, they have different strengths and weaknesses associated with each one, and also different tactics. Here you see Raiden has like a push move in one of his fighting styles. But Raicho, one of our newer characters, has like a vomit move, which is more of like a trap in a sense. And also, if you notice, like, the characters can go into these weapon moves, which are also have a huge variety of attacks per fighting styles, including the weapons. And it's the mixture of these abilities that the characters have and how players utilize those features that really sets this game apart from the previous ones.
Now, in 4 you had weapons as well. Does that mean everybody has weapons, specific weapons, or?
Every character in the game has a weapon. It's a lot more accessible, I think, than Mortal Kombat 4 was, because in MK4 you had to perform a joystick and button combination in order to get those weapons out. With Mortal Kombat, it's literally one button changes your character from one fighting style to the other, and that's the simplicity of that. But also there's a lot of depth involved in that. You can do combos that start in one fighting style and go into the other fighting style. You can go from actually your first fighting style into your second, into your third, into one long combo. And those are really cool features for the more advanced players. But then we also have the accessibility that we had in the previous games, which helped us to appeal to the broader, wider audience.
Well, kind of pick up and play, hard.
Yeah, exactly. I mean, I think there's definitely something in there for the whole span of fighting game players. The sophisticated players are going to really find a lot of cool stuff with all the combos and what they can do, combining them all together. Whereas the novice, I think, will have a lot of fun just doing all of the basic moves and what they can pick up with that.
Did you guys include any of the fun stuff like the friendships or babalities? You guys just kept it?
No, we pretty much kept it just to fatalities. I think at some point we were getting so out of control with all of the alities that it took a, it made the actual game take a backseat to it just because everybody was so curious as to what was happening with the fatalities. This game, we obviously knew we were going to keep the fatalities, but we didn't want to go too far with that.
As far as the fighting styles and stuff, Mortal Kombat 3 I think had like the biggest combo system out of all of them. Is this more along the lines of that, or is it?
I think it's more along the lines of like an MK1 or MK2 in that it's more of like a you can imagine like a palette for the players to come up with their own kind of custom combos. There's not really as many set combos that are specific, but with the combination of changing the fighting styles and going through all of that, it's a lot more of a custom combo type system.
What about, did you guys include, since the select screen's going to come up here, what about the roster? You guys have a huge cast of characters this time.
Yeah, actually we have, probably the biggest cast of any of the new Mortal Kombat games that have ever come out. We have, a good amount of returning characters, but at the same time we have some of our most interesting characters are the new characters that we have in the game. Blind Kenshi is one of them, and Bo Raicho is another. We could demonstrate some of those moves for those two guys. There's a lot of their moves haven't been implemented in any of the other Mortal Kombat games before, so they play a pretty pivotal role. We really didn't want to just bring back the old characters and just give them their exact same moves, because then it really would have made it kind of like the same game. And with our new play mechanic also, some of those moves aren't really as useful in this game as they were in let's say MK3 or MK4 or something like that. Yeah.
Is there any kind of like single player, is the experience for single player similar to the way it used to be, where you just fought one opponent after the next and kept going until you got to the end?
Actually, there's multiple single player modes that we have in this game. We have the obvious arcade mode here. Actually, you notice here, this is our Test Your Might. This fixture hasn't been in any Mortal Kombat game since MK1, actually. And so with this game, though, we have Test Your Might and Test Your Sight, which is a pretty exciting new mini games that we have in the game. Each one of them, as you do it, you're earning coins, and that's kind of like our currency in the game. And that currency is kind of like the foundation of unlocking hidden characters, buying videos, and unlocking backgrounds, and all of the kind of the fun stuff that you can associate with Mortal Kombat games, and that it's all of the unknown. We're really excited about just kind of having all of those features in the game. This kind of Blind Kenshi showing off some of his new moves that are in the game. He has a Drunken Fist as one of his fighting styles, and he has a vomit move which basically traps the player, similar to Sub-Zero's ground freeze from MK2. He also fights with a Joe, which is a short staff. That's he's actually, when people see him, his drunken fighting style is one of the slower moving fighting styles, but the character is deceived. It's really hard to pick up just how useful he is until you play the game for a while, and then people don't. He's kind of deceitfully powerful in the game.
Now, that character select screen that we saw, is that with all the characters unlocked?
Yes. When the game first starts, there's 12 characters that are immediately selectable, and after you start unlocking them, when everybody's all unlocked, you have 23 characters to choose from. One of the modes that we have in the game is called Conquest Mode, and that's where you kind of go through this long, journey, so to speak, where you're taught all of the basics of Mortal Kombat and asked to kind of perfect each character and go through all these tests. And as you're earning money through that, when you finish that long sequence at the end, there are characters that are unlocked through that as well. The other characters are unlocked in an area which is called the Crypt, which is really a kind of like I imagine this huge auditorium room filled with 676 coffins, and each one has something inside of it and a price tag on it. And then so you basically just go searching through it, and trying to find which ones have the characters that you want to unlock, which ones have the backgrounds that you want to unlock, which have some have clues to other things or additional money that's found, and we're pretty excited about just that whole method of unlocking the secrets into the game.
What about you talked about the test your site?
Yeah, Test Your Site is the other mini game that we've added to this game. It's really like kind of like a pebble under the shell type game, and both players are given like these flasks, and it's kind of they start mixing up, and you have to keep your eye on them, and you try to get a good a read as to where the one that has it that you have to select is, and when you pick it, then you advance to the more difficult levels. That's like one of the other ways that you can earn money in the game.
As far as their styles and stuff goes, can you select all the styles from the start, or are those also things that you unlock?
The fighting styles that the characters have are all available right in the beginning. Like I selected, if I select Sub-Zero, I would have his his Shotokan fighting style. He has his Kori blade, and he also all of those are available right from the beginning, and you kind of have like a mixture of it's a strange like thing to get used to the whole notion of fighting in different styles and getting advancing along through all the learning that it takes to master all the styles. So there's a lot to pick up just with one character, and then since they all have unique fighting styles associated with them, it's kind of it's fun to kind of unlock all of the combos that you can do.
So with all the different fighting styles and the moves and stuff for each, is this got the largest set of moves in any Mortal Kombat game?
Each by far. I mean, I think you can take all of the moves of all the Mortal Kombat games, put them together, and they won't even come close to how many moves are in this game. I forget just how many we put into this game. A lot of times, I'll see somebody do a move. The Sub-Zero has this impale move here, where he stabs the guy with his sword, and then he starts bleeding, and now Scorpion's got to come after me, because if he leaves me alone, he's just going to bleed to death and not have any chance of beating me. So like I froze him here, and I'll just wait a while just to let him have to come at me. It's a lot of adds a lot of twists into the whole formula of the game when you have this kind of huge variety of different things that you can do with the characters.
Now, you have 3D fighting environments, of course, but are there ring outs, or are there invisible walls? How'd you guys work that?
Yeah, the perimeter is there's like walls. Like if you notice, I'll get kicked into this wall, or I'll kick Scorpion into this wall here.
I got you.
And you can roll off. Like if I could kick him and he's holding up on the joystick or on the joypad, his character can actually roll off of the wall and then kind of get right back into action. The same way if you're knocked into the ground, you can roll up, and it's kind of like a quick recovery system. Some of the backgrounds also will have obstacles that can break and do damage to the other player. So if you find yourself with one of the obstacles between yourself and your opponent, you break it, and then the impact from the shadow will bring damage to the characters.
Aside from that, is there any other environmental interaction?
The obstacles that are scattered around the area and the walls are pretty much your environment, that you have to kind of maneuver yourself around and make sure that the player has to make sure he's aware of the surroundings.
As far as the fatalities and the moves go, how much of that is released like in the instruction manual?
We've never actually, I don't think in any Mortal Kombat game, including this one, we've never just flat out given the fatalities. We've always liked to have some element of mystery associated with the game. We always want people to think that there's just a question mark somewhere in there that people haven't figured out quite everything into the game. So we never really, give out the fatalities, and there's such a big community of people out there kind of searching for them that it's fun to see them slowly discovering them all and going through all of the
process of trying
to figure it out. You get the websites doing all of their FAQs and stuff like that.
Yeah, I'm sure we'll have one.
Yeah.
I'm sure, but I'll be sitting up at 3 in the morning trying to figure it out, going through all the possible button configurations. As far as And bosses, you guys have always gone big with bosses. Do you guys do the same for this one?
Yeah, we have a new boss character in this game. His name's Moloch, and he's this big, nasty brute kind of guy. You know, kind of like in the same vein as a Goro, but he's a lot more. He has a lot more like special moves, like super moves that are his own, that the other guys in the previous games didn't have. He's real tough to beat. And then obviously, since this game is about Shang Tsung and Quan Chi, the two bad guys, you have to defeat them basically to win the game. Basically, to go through all of his henchmen first, and then you go to the final boss guy, either Shang Tsung or Quan Chi.
And aside from the unlockable stuff, is there also like CG movies and stuff to unlock?
Yeah. There's a whole bunch of there's some funny stuff. We have a video in there called Cooking with Scorpion that has, it's kind of like a funny cooking show where Scorpion is and then there's also some serious stuff. We have a lot of high-res renders, a lot of information on what it took to make the game, which was pretty cool. We have videos of people working on the game and just some of the challenges we have. We have characters that didn't get into the game are in there, and there's just a whole bunch of interesting little facts about the game there.
I know one of our senior editors, Jeff Kurtzman, would kick me out for asking, but was Stryker ever considered for this one?
No, I don't think he was. He hasn't been around since MK3. I don't believe.
I think he was one of the few people that thoroughly thought that was the best character of all time.
Where Mortal Kombat picks kind of left us last time was the Quan Chi was kind of sent to hell, and he was stuck there with Scorpion and was kind of doomed there forever. And basically, this game picks up exactly at the point where he escapes, and his discovery of this Dragon King's army and his alliance with Shang Tsung is really the whole premise on the whole story here. And basically, two sorcerers who could not, kind of defeat the whole Mortal Kombat heroes from the previous games alone are now trying as a team to defeat them. And that's kind of like it's almost like our equivalent of the Joker and the Penguin getting together, in one episode there. A lot of the content that we have in the game is video, which is we have a day in making Mortal Kombat where they kind of followed us around for 15 hours. You could see all the guys working on the games and some of the characters and all that. And in addition, we have the music video from Edema, which is airing right now, I guess, on MTV, which is pretty cool. We're excited about that. And it was actually it was made. The song was written for our game, and the video was made for the game.
That's fantastic.
And it's included on the DVD content of the game, which is I'm not sure it's kind of a first for us that we've had such a prominent space on the DVD. That's
cool.
Yeah.
When are you guys planning to ship?
Well, the game ships on Fatality Friday, which is November 22nd, and I guess we're going to have a big event in New York with the press and wrestlers playing the game and all that stuff, and we're pretty jazzed about that.
Right on. Among the Mortal Kombats that you've made, where do you rank this one at?
Oh, this is easily my favorite one.
Really?
I mean, I think it's the one that when we usually by the time we finish one of the games, I don't want to see anything about it for a while, just because it's all I've been staring at for over a year. But this one, a lot of the guys at work have gotten really good at it, and I actually want to be able to compete against them because they've all had a lot more chance to play it because I've been kind of working on it. And so I'm a lot more eager to get into this game and actually become a competent player.
What do you think fans are going to come to this one and see that they're going to be most impressed by?
The different fighting styles. I think that's to me is what I'm most excited about. I think when you first see it and when you first see what you can do, it is a cool feature. But then when you start realizing all of the custom things that you can do with it in the game, that's when it's most exciting, of like, you know, combining the different power-ups and moves. You know, I have a power-up in this fighting style, and I have like an escape in this fighting style, and then I'll have the impale move in the third fighting style, and when you mix all those up, that's, to me, is the most exciting part, just kind of seeing players. We've seen our test department and players just make up combos that are just, you know, we had no idea existed in the game.
Well, thank you very much.
Oh, thank you for your time.
Appreciate it. Appreciate you coming by.
Thank you.
It's good to see you.
Finish him! Johnny Cage wins. Fatality.